Need some tips on what Squire gear to wear for Wizard for the new wipe? Here are my top 3 favorite Squire setups for Wizard and Dark and Darker. So the first build that we have is the Knowledge build. It starts off with a leather cap, oracle robe, leather trousers, rawhide gloves, and low boots. For the weapons, we're going to be using a crystal ball, crystal sword. For the perks, I'm running Quick Chant, Sage, Mana Surge, and Arcane Mastery. Quick Chant for that 15% spellcast speed. Sage for the 10% knowledge bonus, which is about 8% spellcast speed. Mana Surge for 10% magical damage bonus. Extra damage for lack of damage because this is a quick caster build, so we're kind of focused on knowledge here. Arcane Mastery, which gains 5% arcane magical damage bonus and reduces the spellcast time of arcane spells by half a second. Increases magic missile damage and arcane spellcast speed for invis and magic missile. The skills we're going to be using is Arcane Shield, which absorbs 15 damage to deal 5 magic damage in return. This is great for aggressive casters. It also helps if you think that you're going to get hit close range. Meditation is also good here. It's quicker spell restoration. Great for mobs, perfect for mobs really, or getting spells back mid-fight. I do only recommend these perks if you are going 5 spell. Obviously you're going to need the second spell memory to be able to run 10 spell. These are the spells that I run for 5 spell. Fireball, Magic Missile, Explosion, Zap, and Invis. Here's the spells that I like to use for 10 spell. Starting from the left, we got Lightning Strike, Haste, Light Orb, Ignite, Invisibility. Then we got Fireball, Magic Missile, Ice Bolt, Explosion, and Zap. I try to keep like my buff and debuffs on the left side and my attack spells on the right side just to make it a little easier. So you get 70.7 spellcast speed, 20% magic power, 31 spell memory, which is just enough to run 10 spell. You do have 97 health, so you do have to be a little bit more careful. 293 move speed. Overall, this is my favorite and most used build when it comes to duos and trios. 10 spell build is a great build for Wizard, and this Squire gives you access to most 10 spell combinations along with 70% spellcast speed. Although having low health and move speed isn't the best, it forces you to keep your distance and make smarter plays. The second build that I'm going to show is the Will Squire build, stacking damage versus stacking knowledge. You're going to be running a leather cap, mystic vestments, sleek hide pants, and occultist boots. For the perks in this build, they're just the same as the knowledge build prior. 28 magic power means you're doing a little bit more damage. You have 51.5% spellcast speed, which is not very ideal. 97 health, 294 move speed. It is imperative that you hit the spells that you cast and maintain a good distance from the enemy. Third and final build is the Bonk Wizard build. We'll start off with a leather cap, this thing, leather trousers, leather gloves, and rugged boots. For the weapons, we'll do a crystal ball and a magic staff. The only thing that changes with this build for the perks is Mana Surge. You're going to take Mana Surge off and you're going to put on Staff Mastery. Now, if you want to, you could take off Arcane Mastery and throw on Melt just to get that 20% PDR reduction for 5 seconds when you hit somebody with fire. You're going to be using Ignite, so it's kind of like a give me if you use Melt. I have seen people use Melt, however, I like to stick with Arcane Mastery. This Wizard build is great if you want to step away from casting and start meleeing. You have enough stats to make this build work, and with practice, you can become unstoppable, capable of taking down high HP enemies like Barbarian, or keeping landmine roads and druids at bay. You can easily confuse players by acting like a caster to bait them into pushing to a quick Ignite, Invis, and Bonk away. I would say Bonk is more focused around playing solo is. However, I have used this in duos and trios with success. If you just focus on health here, you can mix and match to find the right setup for you. Building strength with this build also makes for some pretty fun and interesting gameplay. These are the builds that I've been using for the start of the new wipe and have been having major success. I hope this guide helps. Thanks for watching. Peace.